On me. Hello, everyone. I'm hoping this lasts longer than the 5 or 6 seconds that the last one did. I just got this notification saying you closed down unexpectedly. So sorry about that if you joined the first one. I'm back and it seems to be working okay. Come on in, everyone. Lovely to see you. It is Friday lunchtime here for me, and I know it's early over in other parts of the world. I'm really sorry, but I thought I would catch you at breakfast time if you're there and checking on your phones and all that kind of stuff. There's never a great time, is there? There's never a brilliant time. But I thought, do you know what? The crochet along begins on Monday in earnest. So I thought I'd pop in today, answer any questions you might have about how to join, what to do about yarn, all that kind of stuff, what to expect. So if you've got any questions, just pop them there in the chat for me. Even if you haven't got any questions, just say hi. Let me know if you are joining in the Time to Bloom crochet along, which I am ridiculously excited about because, oh my goodness, people have started making it already. If you started making, let us know. If you've got your yarn, let us know, because I cannot wait to see it in all the colours that you have chosen. If you don't know what I'm waffling on about, here is, if you're watching on a desktop or somewhere where you can zap that code, can't say the word, if you can zap that QR code, that will tell you where you can sign up. And I will also put the link in the description as well. I should have been more organised than this. Come on, Hannah. Let's pop that there. There we go. So if you're watching on Facebook, say hi. And if you put a comment, let me know what your name is, because it won't tell me. But if you're on YouTube, it will tell me. So say hi, where you're from, what you're making, hopefully the Time to Bloom blanket. And yeah, as you see, it's here behind me. The crochet along begins, as I say, on Monday, the 3rd of July. So that's Monday coming. I cannot believe how many people have signed up. Thousands of people have signed up to make this. I'm a bit overwhelmed, if I'm honest. So thank you very much for your support. It's absolutely awesome. Oh, people are saying hello. Hello, Elizabeth. Good morning from Tennessee. And Norma's here. Good morning from Colorado. Oh, look. Norma says, good morning. I've got my yarn and trying to do a sample for Gage. Awesome. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Or actually, should we talk about it now? Because you've reminded me there. I always do these lives and I'm always like, I'll make a list of what to say, and then I never remember. And I talk too fast. So slow me down, please, someone. Right, let's talk about the actual blanket, and then we'll talk about the gauge, because lots of people have asked, how do we figure the gauge out? Because when you're doing something in rows, it's really easy, isn't it, to work out the gauge, because you know you've got this many stitches and this many rows in 4 inches or 10 centimeters, or however the designer chooses to do it. But when you're working in the round, and especially when you're working hexagons like this, it can be a bit trickier to figure out what the best, when you've got detailed stitches like this, to work out what to give as a gauge. So what I thought I'd do is literally just have this main hexagon motif, and that is our gauge swatch. And happy days, some people have already done it and it's worked out perfectly first time for them, because then that is one of your hexagons done. It gives you the chance to practice the entire motif and see if you can get it right. You're going to make 12 of them anyway. And the other great thing is, because it's a blanket, it doesn't really matter if your gauge is slightly off. And no, I shouldn't say that as a designer, but it doesn't. If you are happy with the drape of your blanket and the size that it's going to be, as long as it's not going to make it absolutely massive or absolutely tiny, then do you know what? Just go with it. Whatever you come out with when you make this first hexagon, I would say, as long as it's near enough, go for it. So lots of people popping in to say, good morning from Massachusetts. Hello, hello, frenzied flipping mum. I hope that's not your real name. And Rachel's here, late night from Australia. Hi, Rachel. We've got someone from Valley View, Alberta. Hello, hello. And who's this saying? Morning, Hannah. I'm finally on the last full hexagon with a 3.5mm hook. Hurrah, hurrah. Yes, anybody. So you're perhaps wondering why there are people saying that they've done their gauge swatch, they've this, they've that. Because there is the option to become a VIP member, and there has been for a few weeks now. And so lots of people that have chosen to purchase the entire thing are VIP members, and they have the pattern already. They have the pattern, they have the videos, they have all of that kind of stuff. And that's why lots of people are steaming ahead and making. Lots of people have chosen to do it that way, firstly because it's got way more information in it than the free version will have. You'll still be able to make the entire blanket and do the crochet along with the free version, but the paid version has much more content in it, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be charging for it in the same way. And so people have been making, they've downloaded their pattern, they've watched the videos, and they are steaming away. It's so wonderful to see. But of course, the other option that lots of people have signed up for is the free version, which will launch on Monday on the blog, and it will be free to view, but that will be supported by ads, because that's the way that I get to equate someone signing up for free and using the content. That's how I recoup some of the time. This is my full-time job, so that's how that helps pay my bills, basically. So the choice of yours. I'm really happy for you to join whichever way you'd like to, and as I say, go and grab those links, and you can decide how to do it. Oh no, someone here, Christy, I'm from Oklahoma, I'm still waiting on my yarn. Boo-hoo, that is not fair. There's lots of people who've had it in the last couple of days arrive, so fingers crossed, hopefully yours will arrive before we start on Monday. But I have to tell you, oh my goodness, so if any of you tried to order, yesterday I sent out an email saying the Heatherly packs is back in stock, hurrah, and people went in droves and ordered it, and now they're sold out. I cannot believe they're sold out again already. So really sorry again, but there is a workaround, and I have put in the course and in the information when you log in how to work around that and create your own packs and see what the options are. And you know what? It's been really stressful that there hasn't been the yarn that I spent months and months choosing available. But the workaround has been brilliant because it has inspired people to create their own packs and choose their own colours, add their own bits and pieces from here, there and everywhere. So use their yarn stash even. Lots of people are using their yarn stash. So it's been a blessing in disguise, I keep telling myself. Oh, Mandy's here. Hi from Texas. Hi, Mandy. Oh, another bit from Mandy here. Haven't had a chance to work on mine this week, so I'm still at halfway point of the full hexagons. Hope to finish them this weekend. Yeah, and I know this, Mandy, that's amazing, first of all. I know this is why lots of people have gone for the VIP version, because they want to give themselves more time. They wanted to get settled into it and all that kind of stuff. So, oh, someone here saying, I'm loving it so much. Oh, tell me who you are. Tell me who you are and where you're at and everything. And look who this is. Hello from Mum. Hello, Mum. How are you? Have you started yet? Oh, no, Mum hasn't started because I haven't sent her the pattern yet. Sorry, Mum. I will. I'll do it as soon as I finish here. I promise. I promise. I get little messages from my mum, or every time we speak on the phone, she's like, oh, I just spotted this pattern, Hannah. Do you think you could send it for me? And then, you know, I could make it. So I will promise. I promise, Mum. So anyway, sign up if you haven't signed up, and we are going to, over the next 4 weeks together, create this larger blanket, but the pattern will have lots of information about how to adapt it, because obviously it's in these hexagon shapes, and we need to make various different versions of them in order to make it into this rectangle. So we have 2 different versions of a half hexagon, one that runs along this side and one that runs along this side. And then we have 2 quarter hexagon versions as well. So if you have ever been bamboozled by motifs and shapes and geometry and all that kind of stuff, this is a brilliant pattern to learn that kind of thing on, because what you'll see is we deliberately start with the bigger ones, because that motif has absolutely everything that you need to know for the other motifs. And when you think about it, they are just done in segments. The repeat of these motifs is really, really simple, and actually only has a few stitches of a repeat as you go round. And then basically we join them all together once you've made them and pop a border on them. But this version has a very small border, This version has a great big floral panel. Sorry if it goes funny likewise when I do that. Um, this has floral panels either side, which has got lots of textured stitches for you to learn as well and enjoy. And there's loads of things you can play around with this blanket as well. I have given you, every motif has got a set colorway, but feel free to ignore that. There is plenty of yarn and yardage for you to mess around and use whatever colors you like from your selection of yarn, and create exactly the right blanket for you. In fact, I have seen someone making like an oceany coloured, like blues and teals and greens, and it's absolutely stunning. So please blow us away with them. Oh, Elizabeth is saying, I bought enough yarn to make the blanket twice so I can make my blanket bigger. Yay! And I have also seen there's some people using worsted weight yarn, which is a great idea. You just need to know that your blanket is going to be that much bigger than the original if you stick to the pattern exactly. Because what I would recommend, I wouldn't try to meet the gauge. If you're going for a thicker yarn, I used a 4mm hook. If you use a 4mm hook, you might run into trouble and you'll end up with a really stiff blanket. So if you think a thin yarn with a 4mm hook is going to be one gauge, and a thicker yarn with the same size hook, you're just going to squash those stitches in. And so therefore, yes, it will measure slightly bigger, but it will be much, much stiffer as a fabric. If you wanted to then meet the gauge, you would have to go down again a hook size, and it would just get stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. And that's fine, that's absolutely fine if you're making like bags or baskets or homeware that can actually stand and you want it to be a stiff fabric. But if you're making blankets, you want it to be nice and soft and you want it to have really good what we call drape. So give it the wiggle test. When you wiggle it, this sport weight yarn comes out beautifully in a 4mm. However, who was it who said, we've just talked about the three, oh, it didn't have a name on it. The person saying about finally on the last full hexagon using a 3.5mm hook, that's a really normal thing for you to be 0.5 millimeter here or there, or even a whole millimeter different to me, because we all crochet differently, and that's absolutely fine. And if there's any question that we get asked as designers, it's always about gauge. And so what I would say in terms of this blanket, don't worry too much about gauge. Have a go, see what size yours comes out. I would say if you're using a larger yarn, a heavier weight yarn, don't even start with a 4mm, go up even to begin with. And then if you buy the PDF pattern and or the course, there's a whole page there saying about how you can adjust the size of your blanket by changing your yarn weight, by changing the amount of motifs you use, by changing lots of different aspects of it. So I waffle, sorry, so much waffle. Here we got here. The wisteria yarn is beautiful. Yay! I love my wisteria colour collection. Originally from Oxford in England. That's not far from me. I'm in Southampton, but now you're in Oregon. I'm one of your top contributors. Yay! There are so many people. This is the other thing about this crochet along and all the crochet alongs that I've hosted in the past. There are so many amazing people in the Hanjan crochet community who go through all of the messages, all of the pictures, all of the shares that people do, and they put something beautiful on each of them. They do something really supportive and they answer all the questions, all the queries. So we've got quite a few people in the group that will be hot on it. I can guarantee when I get to a comment, someone's probably already got to it before me. We've got here, good morning from St. Louis. Already having so much fun in my first crochet along. Yay! Gorgeous pattern and wonderful community. It really is. It's such a supportive community. And I know some people have been really frustrated by the yarn situation, me included, etc. But it's been so lovely to have people be so kind and generous to each other. So thank you everyone for that. Lots of saying hi, Hannah. Oh, this is someone saying, oh, it's Mandy. Hi, Mandy. I'm doing both Brava Sport and a worsted weight version in Red Heart Super Saver. Yeah, that would work quite nicely from my stash. I got closed gauge on the sport weight with a 4mm and do my worsted in a 6mm. Yeah, those two hook sizes make complete sense to me. Yeah, definitely. Such a beautiful blanket. Thank you so much. Thank you. And then Diana, hello from Ohio in the USA. Oh, hi, Diana. So yeah, what else do I need to say? That was the other thing. I was going to show you. I was going to share my screen and show you what the options are. I think most people probably by now have actually already been and visited this page. Oh, let's get rid of me. Let's get rid of me. How do we get rid of me? Don't know if I can. Oh, that doesn't work very well, does it? Let's try this. Haha, that's it. Sorry, too many buttons to press. So this is the page that will tell you absolutely everything that you need to know about it, and also where and how to join. So press any of the buttons that say, yes, I want to join, but you can also obviously read all the information. These are the important dates. And so obviously we've done this June section already, and now we've got the 3rd of July, and each week for the next 4 weeks, there'll be a part of the pattern that gets published over on the blog, or of course, if you bought your VIP ticket, you have it already. So it tells you the difference here between the free ticket and the VIP ticket. I'll let you read all of that. It tells you in quite detail exactly what's there. And there's a bit of a backstory to this blanket, so go and read that as well. It's about brain surgery and all sorts of things, so go and read that if you have chance. And then in the bottom here, you get your pricing option. So you can choose the free ticket, which is the free to view version, which we will talk about how that works in a minute, or then you can click on to upgrade to the course in your VIP ticket, and you'll get absolutely everything right away. And you can also, I added in here the strawberries and cream blanket that I did last year. It's on a really, really good offer. So if you fancy making the strawberries and cream blanket after you've done this one, then make sure you pop over and you grab that as well. And I've realised that if you are not in a position to do the VIP version of this one, but you would like to do the strawberries and cream at that special offer, you can do a free version of this one and then purchase the strawberries and cream at the amazing offer. So I hadn't realised that when I set it up, and then I suddenly thought, oh, I wonder if you can, and I tested it and I was like, oh yeah, you can. So there we go. Enjoy that if you would like to. And so, yeah, on the 3rd of July, I've had lots of questions about how the pattern will be released over on the blog. So what I have now done, and I will share this screen with you. Oh, where's up to the top? Sorry about that. Let's pop that there. Here we go. So I have just posted this today on the blog to let you know how this is going to work over on the blog. And this blog post tells you everything but the pattern. So this is where you're going to go once I release everything on Monday. And so this is also to give you an idea, because I want to be absolutely very clear about this. This is how my blog looks with its adverts. It will look different on a mobile phone, obviously, or a tablet. They'll be in different places, but there will be ads. So they're spaced out between all the wording, etc. And they're organised by a company that do it for me. So I don't have any say in where these go. But you can see clearly that everything is on there. You've got the diagrams, you've got everything that you need, and all the information about what the blanket is, how to join the crochet along. And then we jiggle down to here, tells you about the VIP course and the yarn, the different options you have there. And then further down, tension and sizing, and then the glossary, stitches, all the stuff that is in the PDF pattern is on here. You just have to see it on the screen. And then this is the bit that we will need to get to. So on the 3rd of July, we are going to begin by motif 1, the full hexagon motif. And you're going to come here and you're going to click find the written pattern for motif 1 here. And this bit here that I'm bolding out now, that will be the link that you will need to click on to go to get to the pattern. And then the following week, you will need to, and that will take you to a different blog post that will have that written pattern for you, because I tried it out and it's just too long. It's such a long pattern that I'm going to break it up into the 4 sections. So then week 2 is going to be motifs 2 and 3, and 4 and 5. And so they will have their different blog patterns, and you will be able to click on these links in order to go and find them. So I'm going to try and space it out as clearly as I can on the blog, so that you don't get lost, first of all, and so that you know exactly what you're making, how many of everything you're making, all that kind of stuff. But you'll also be able, when you sign up for the free version, you can log in to your account on Thrivecart that I have created. And that, let's see if I can get in. Oh, it won't let me in. it won't let me in. Never mind. That has the links of where to go. It has the links for the materials. It has the links for where the pattern is, all that kind of stuff. So if in doubt, go to your login page, which you will have saved on your computer, hopefully. But when I email out on Monday, I will also put a link to where to log in as well. So I'm going to try and give you as many places that I can for you to be able to easily find everything. I don't want this to be difficult for anyone at all. So, more questions. Sorry, everyone, waffling away here. This would be a beautiful blanket in pastel colours for a baby. Yes. And originally, so I designed this pattern many years ago, as you'll read on the page when you go and look at it. I designed this as a baby blanket, but I've kind of sized it up a little bit, not too much, but a little bit for this crochet along. But yeah, it's a really, really lovely blanket. And I think you could do it as well in like block colours for a baby. You wouldn't have to make it like florally. You could leave the borders off if you wanted to make it a plainer, more classic baby blanket. I think it could be really nice. This one, oh, Elizabeth, is there a free version of the strawberries and cream blanket? Absolutely, yes. I do, as I do with all of my stuff, I do paid versions and free versions. So on my blog, there is still all the stuff. In fact, you know what? I'll find the link for you, and I can pop it in. That worked in a similar way. I don't know if anyone remembers. Here we go. In that I did all the different stitch tutorials as different blog posts, and then the actual pattern was all on one together. So I will put that in here. You'll be able to find that, Elizabeth. I'll just pop it in the, there we are. And there's a question here. How will the free version work out on the course website? Do you mean on your login from when you signed up for the free one? I think that's probably what you mean. So let's see if I can. It's not in that one. Let me see if I can open it up for you. Hang on, I don't think it's going to let me. Here we are. Yeah, here we go. It will. It will. Oh, I've got so many tabs open. Do you ever get like that? So many tabs. So this one, this is what you see when you sign up for the free version. So it is like a course. This is how all my courses, the paid versions, are set up like this as well, but obviously they have much more content in them. It tells you how to get the most from the crochet along, what materials and tools you need. So it's going to tell you what there is there. And then this is a section you're going to need to come to get the links. So I will obviously email you and let you know that the links are there and give you the login for this as well. So this will be click here for week 1. So at the moment, there's nothing there. That doesn't go anywhere. But on Monday, that button will go somewhere. I promise I will make it go somewhere. And that is how you will find where the pattern is. And then you can also enter the Crochet Along giveaway, and there's your exclusive offer. And you've also got your 20% We Crochet discount code in there as well. So make sure you can go and get it. There we are. What's this person saying? Here we are. I have to save the videos to my YouTube playlist, so that way it's easier to go to them. Yes, definitely. So I think this applies for both the VIP and for the free version here. So the VIP version has got something like 17 videos in it. And you can watch them natively within the course. So they're embedded within the course. So you log in and you can click on them there and view them. But I have designed it so that you can use your PDF separately, because obviously you wouldn't have two screens. So I'm trying to do it so that whether you print off your PDF version or whether you use it on a screen, you can get to the videos. And so you can either access them by clicking through and going to YouTube, or you can watch them on the course platform, whichever suits you best. And then yes, if you click through to them on YouTube, save them to a playlist, and then you'll have them all there for reference further down the line. And then the same applies for the free one. So each of the weeks will have a free version, like an edited together, bunched together version of the videos, slightly different versions that will be free to view over on my YouTube, but with ads. And you can also do the same with them. You can make yourself a playlist there as well. So, gosh, everyone's very organised. I love this. I love how organised you all are. So, yeah, if anyone else has any more questions, make sure you let me know. I'm trying to think if there were any other questions in the group that came up. There were questions about the We Crochet discount code. So the amazing people there. So I have used, I should have said this, shouldn't I? Heatherly Sports yarn for my version, but I've also made the kits that you saw probably as I was whizzing through there that have Brava Sport, Wool of the Andes, and then 2 Heatherly kits. And of course, you can choose any yarn that you like, of course, but We Crochet have offered a 20% discount code for everyone. It's a single use only, but everyone can use it during the crochet along. So make sure when you sign up for your free version or your VIP ticket, you go in and you find out what that code is. You probably just saw it on the screen now, actually. Shh, don't tell anyone. But yeah, make sure you use that code and follow the link through from the course system, and it will come through, and you just pop it in your checkout. But yeah, I'm really excited to see all the different versions. I have seen all the yarn combinations that have come through, so I have to approve every single post that gets put through to the Hanjan community. And oh my goodness, I'm so excited because there are people that are doing like I think it's chroma twist someone's doing with these beautifully bright dual colors for the center, and then people are using like a navy as their main color, a black as their main color. I think this could look entirely different in these other colors. I'm really excited, and some people that haven't been able to get hold of the Heatherly snowflake color, so the white, have chosen a gray, otter. I think someone went for bedtime, which is a bluey color. I'm really excited to see what it's like. And I also would love for someone, or lots of people maybe, to do the joins as I have here in a contrast colour. Now I did this just for the video. This is the one that you will see me making in the tutorial videos. I did this on purpose so that you could see exactly where the stitches went and where my hook was going. But I actually really like it. So if you fancy doing one like that, I would absolutely love to see it. Ah, here we go. Someone here is saying, I got my kit before the white was back in stock, so I have the sweet pea with grey. Yes, that will be absolutely awesome. I think because the grey is kind of like quite a muted grey in that. I think it's not clarity. I can't remember what it's called, or pebble or something pretty like that. I can't remember what it's called, but yes. And someone here is saying, I love the contrast colour. Yay! Me too. This is such a dangerous game for me because as soon as I start making stuff, I'm like, oh, I wish I'd done it like that. I wish I didn't. And in fact, I'm working on a project ready for later in the year for kind of October time. And I'm filming a different version than my original I made. And I think I like the one that I'm filming better than my original. So I might change that to be the original one and give the other as an option. I'm so fickle when it comes to different options. Someone's saying they might do the contrast. Awesome. Christy says, I'll do the contrast join. Yes, please. Hurrah. And it looks really nice on the other side. I was really surprised at how neat. It's a I don't know judge my ends here. It's a flat slip stitch seam, which is so hard to say. Honestly, you have no idea the amount of times that I had to re-record that. So it's a slip stitch, but it's to the top of the surface, and you can possibly see that it goes into the back loops of everything. So it gives you a really nice, neat join, but also one that has some give in it. Because all too often, I think blankets are joined with really stiff seams, and it just stops them from moving how they need to. So yeah, but of course you can join it however you would like as well. Oh gosh, it's catching. Everyone's saying it. Mandy's, I might try the contrasting colour on the worsted weight version. Yay! Woohoo! And you know what as well? It would look lovely in completely plain hexagons and just a contrast join and a contrast border. How awesome would that be? Oh, so many ways to make it unique. Absolutely. Definitely, and that's the wonderful thing about crochet. I know I've suggested these colors, I've suggested this yarn weight, etc., etc., but this is all about you and learning and deciding how you would like to make it in the colors that suit you and your home, your family, your taste. Like, make it however you would like to make it. Or someone else, I love the contrast seam. Yay! Oh, we're talking colors again now. We're back on colours. Sorry, it doesn't give me your name. Otter. Yes, otter. That's the colour. I picked up a sea glass and medium grey too, but liked how the otter looked best. Yeah, maybe I'll use the sea glass for a contrast line. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm I'm corrupting everyone with this this join idea. Yes, that would look awesome. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, the seagrass and the medium grey. Yeah, I think the otter will be better for letting everything else pop a bit more. And that actually has been really interesting for me to see everyone in the group chatting about colours and their different interpretation of how colours work together, and because it is very difficult to visualize, and especially in this, because your main colour, there's so much of your main colour compared to the others. And the heatherly yarns, they're absolutely stunning, but they are very soft and they are very together, they are quite muted in the ones that I've chosen. So I think if people are using brighter colours, this will look like an entirely different blanket. So we're back on the seam here. It definitely gives a better feel and flexibility in between motifs. Absolutely. And that is why I use the slip stitch seam, I still can't say it, as much as I possibly can, because also it's quicker. It's much quicker, I find, than anything else to join. So yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. Sorry, I'm not reading them before I click. But here we go. I brought grey for the main colour, and now I'm wishing I brought lilac for the main colour. Oh, I'm definitely doing the contrasting colour for the join. I'm fickle too in the decisions I make. I mean, it's fine to be fickle, isn't it? It is. Do you know what I did? I made a YouTube tutorial. Literally, I've just launched this pattern, by the way, everyone. This is a really lovely mohair shawl scarf type thing that I've just released, and I made a YouTube video tutorial for it. And I'm so fickle that I was like, oh, I'm going to change my introduction credits and that kind of stuff. And I spent 2 hours that I didn't have to spend on changing them. So yeah, I'm terribly fickle in everything, in yarn and all. In the end, it's our creativity, whatever colours we use, and the weight of yarn. Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? There's some kind of, for me, there's a huge amount of joy in choosing something and knowing that it's going to be slightly different to everyone else's, and it's mine, and I made it, and I did every single stitch of that. And yeah, that's the other thing. I want people to make, so many people say they make things to a certain point and then they get frustrated, bored, and don't bother and don't finish it. But actually, when we do stuff together, it's so much easier to finish. There are still strawberries and cream blankets from last summer coming through and being shown within the group. It's absolutely amazing, and the support is still there. So that's the other thing that people have been worried about and saying, what's the deadline? There is no deadline, absolutely no deadline, and there never ever will be in any of my crochet alongs. I will produce the pattern throughout the crochet along, and then it will stay there indefinitely on the blog. But of course, if you purchase the PDF, etc., that's you guaranteed for life. That's always there for you. But yeah, on my blog, it will be there indefinitely as long as there is a hand jam crochet blog. So yeah, it's up to you. There is no deadline on this. This is about you. This is about your progress and your enjoyment. It's not meant to be arduous. It's not meant to be difficult, and it's meant to be fun. And the biggest thing I would say that I've learned from the crochet alongs that I've done now and hosted is, please post pictures. Please post, even if you don't want to write anything on it, and because I know it's a bit scary, the whole internet thing. If you don't want to tell us who you are, you can post anonymously in the group. There's just a little widget at the top. So if you don't want to know, don't want people to know who you are, because I've had some people ask and say, is it a private group, etc. It's a closed group in that I have to approve people that come into the group, but anyone within that group will be able to see your post. So if you want to stay anonymous, just post a picture under an anonymous banner, and it would just be lovely because we would love to see what you're making, what you're doing, and all of that. And I cannot believe I've been waffling for over half an hour. I'm so sorry, everyone. But yeah, it's so wonderful. Honestly, I cannot tell you how excited I am. I'm going to pop that up there for the last time, and I'm going to pop the link through. Oh, the other thing that I have forgotten to tell you that people keep asking is about just getting the ebook. So if you are not bothered by having the videos broken down into sections, if you're not bothered by having the ad-free videos, and if you're not bothered by all the bonuses, but of course you should be bothered, but if you're not bothered and you just want to get the PDF pattern and you just want to buy that, then that is in my Etsy and in my Ravelry, and it's on my Thrive cart as well. So there are 3 places that you can get hold of just the pattern PDF if you would prefer that. I try and give options, so many options. Sometimes probably too many, a bit overwhelming. But yeah, there's 3 ways you can join us. You can join for the free version, you can join with just the PDF, or you can join with the VIP course. So I think I've waffled enough at you today. Oh, it's not what it is. Sorry, I'm trying to read it before I put it up. It's about the journey and the adventure of what we are crocheting. Yes, it is. It is. Oh. And Christy, nothing but love in this group, so no worries of judgment. Definitely, absolutely no worries of judgment at all here. And you know what? If you post something that's been a problem for you, I can guarantee that it's been a problem for someone else. Because very often, you know, as a designer, I have my designer besties who I always message, and I was like, oh, have you ever had this happen? And they're like, oh yeah, definitely. Like there's always someone else who's encountered the same problem as you. So come along, sign up, join in. There's still plenty of time. And the sign up will stay open throughout the whole of the crochet along. I know some people close their sign ups once it all starts, but no. If you want to join, you join at any point and you catch up. Definitely. So, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm waiting on my corrected colour choice from We Crochet. Of course, it's colour B. Oh, that's annoying. I have 3 during without B finished. So I started another yarn I bought for another crochet along. Oh, how frustrating. Oh, that's frustrating. I'm so sorry to hear that. But it will come, and you will finish, and it will be beautiful, and it will be beautiful, and it will be like nobody else's if you've done some from your stash from another crochet along. So these things happen, hey, but it's really annoying, isn't it? I know, I'm so sorry. Cool. So I will be popping in live on Monday for the big launch. And if you have any questions at all, pop them on this if you're watching on replay. Or email me, or pop them in the group, wherever you want to. You'll find me everywhere and anywhere, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. I can't lie. It's been quite overwhelming, the amount of messages and posts and everything. So I'm trying my best to keep up as quickly as I can. But just bear with me. I'm not ignoring you if I don't get back to you straight away. And also, the other funny thing is that, as you can probably tell, I'm over in the UK, and lots of people are over in the States, and so if I don't respond to you straight away, it's just probably because I'm asleep. Oh, here we go. It's not your fault. I know, but I still feel bad. I changed my focus from oranges to yellows. Oh, well, that will be nice. Lots of people have said that they've gone for yellows rather than the peach in the middle, like I did. So I think that will be absolutely lovely. Okay, right. I am going to sign off, and I am going to see you all on Monday. Chat to me over the weekend, send us pictures, post in the group, all of that kind of jazz. And I will see you again soon.